Alright guys, so moving on, we're going to go to the Paladin. Great powerful class, hybrid class between cleric and fighter. I decided to choose the race of the dwarf using the shield dwarf because of their extremely powerful strength and constitution, and using the background of knight, which also helps give me another +1 strength, which is great for close line combat. So I'm going to burn through the stats, going to throw everything I can in strength here, throw everything I can in con, and then charisma is good for some of their spell casting abilities. Dex, not so worried about too much. I do want to take it back to 10 because I do not want to take any negatives for AC. So we'll keep that at 10. So there we go. I like the shield dwarves a lot because of their ability to have good strength, good con, and you have plenty of points to distribute out if you want to. If I wanted to kind of even things out, I could even things out. So on to abilities. Paladins get 3 ability points. They get pretty much every proficiency and everything, much like the fighter. All the armors, all the shields. Any class can learn how to search and lockpick. Obviously rogues get better benefits, but any class can do it. So starting out with the Paladin trees, we have the Crusader. Crusader is good. This is where you're going to get your lay on hands. You're going to get your 4 ranks of lay on hands here. I'm actually going to choose lay on hands for myself because it's 1 point and it's good quick heal for myself. It will unlock to the side Judgment, great radiant damage. The undead or constructs receive no healings from the secondary ability, but does give a quick little heal to everybody, so that's kind of nice. You've got your 3 ranks in that. It'll unlock your branding smite, throw down that radiant damage, and prevent your opponents from going stealth or invisible is great. It also unlocks your sacred weapon passive, so it stays on forever, doing your extra radiant damage on your attack, much like a paladin should. Following the lay on hands down to 4th, you'll eventually get your aura vitality. That way you have your healing energy, it radiates from you. Gives a kind of a slow heal over time to your friends. Makes yourself the epitome of close combatants. Then you have your 2 ranks in that. Then here's where your Divine Grace is. A lot of Paladin lovers know what Divine Grace is. You love being able to give yourself extra saving throws. That's where your charisma is really helpful in D&D, but in this game you're going to be buying that. But bonuses to saves can definitely make you as well as one of the most important close line combatants ever. Avenger. You'll notice that the Paladin, some of his trees don't unlock until later because he's very potent. So we have the Sign of Vulnerability. Great way to make someone vulnerable to radiant damage. If you're teamed up with a cleric, they're going to love it when you throw this down. Defiant Vengeance. It's going to help weaken some bad guys. It's going to give you some really good abilities here. You have 2 ranks in that. The Avenging Angel, which I know a lot of people really like. You sprout wings, you get extra movement speed, you get extra attack speed, you get extra strength. It is a very potent ability, but as you can tell, you're not going to get it till later. But it does have some great abilities to it. Heroism. Here's your extra attacks that you get. Always great to have extra attacks. Retribution. As you can see, gives +1 bonus to radiant damage and causes attackers to take 1 to 2 radiant damage anytime they touch you. Another great ability. As you can tell, the Paladins are designed for straight close combat, up in your face. I'm going to throw out as much damage to you and heal myself on it. They're insane. They're probably one of the best classes in the game. The Paladin and the Ranger are probably the 2 most used classes that I've seen next to the Wizard. Just because the Paladins just have so many buffs and they have so many ways to keep themselves alive, much more than a fighter could. Here's the life tree. This is shared with the cleric. You're going to get your bless, so you can give yourself some good bless abilities. You're going to have your aid to give some people some extra resistances and extra hit points. You're going to get your beacon of hope. Give yourself some extra hit points. Better healing, always great for a frontline combatant. Restoration, help remove some of those negative effects. Revivify, you can toss some revives out. It can be really good to have a paladin and a cleric in a group. Really hard to take down a group with a paladin and a cleric in it. Here's the war domain. As you can see, another one of those trees that don't unlock until later because the divine smite is insane. This is shared with the cleric as well. So you go through all these. Level 2, you can get that really powerful Crusader's Mantle, another ability that can give you extra damage on attacks. So you can start throwing out some really nasty radiant damage as a paladin if you follow the trees really well. Radiant Pulse, great for undead killings. Guardian of Faith, as you can see, really great ability with a Celestial Guardian. Really nice ability. Arcing Smite, another great ability to take down some massive amounts of undead. You can also take down massive amounts of regular guys, but I believe the undead take more radiant damage. Great weapon fighting. As you can tell, there is no dual wielding for paladins. I mean, you can, but you don't really have a tree that's based around it. Your trees are mostly around sword and board and two-handed fighting. This is going to be the great weapon fighting tree shared by the fighters as well. You have your charge, lets you charge into battle. You have your unyielding avalanche. Give yourself some extra hit points and some extra armor and saves. Always insane for a paladin, which already has a lot of armor and saves. Cleave. As I said in the fighter tree video, Cleave is insane, especially when you're fighting big groups of bad guys. You're going to start laying waste real easy. As long as you get that killing blow, you're going to hit something really hard afterwards. Power attack. This throws out some really nasty damage. The DC on it isn't the most insane, but it is still really good. Then we have Shockwave. It's actually a really potent ability. As you can tell, you can eventually get to a DC 22 strength save and knock someone prone. It's really good for close line fighters. Protection, same tree that we saw in the fighter. As I said, you know, paladins, if people followed 2nd edition, paladins and rangers are actually based more off of rogue and fighter classes, almost kind of like a prestige class would have used to have been. So we have the shield bash. Knocking opponents down and stunning them can be great for close line if you want to be a big time tank. Shield rushing in instead of charging in can be really helpful. Aim for those big spellcasters or big guys you know can hurt the party, and run in there and try and prevent them from moving around too much. Shield wall is great. There are going to be a lot of archers. There's going to be a lot of range damage coming at you. You're going to want to be able to block it. Bulwark. You have your extra AC. Even more extra AC and saving throws. Come on, paladins can really buff up their saving throws and their armor class to insane levels to make it really hard to take them down. They can be one of the hardest characters to take down in a game. They have good health and everything. The extended defense, passive aura, give everyone +2 armor class. Why not? Give yourself some more armor class. That's the way paladins really would do work. The Marshal Tree. I'm going to take Victorious Surge myself because anything that I can hit something and heal off of is great. Impede, you eventually get that. Wounding Blow, another great way to stop someone from being healed up while you're trying to take them down. Break the wall, lower their AC. And then Flying Foe. This is extremely good, and that's what I'm going to learn with my Paladin, because instead of charging in, I like to pull things to me and then start wailing on them. So there's the Paladin trees. So,
excuse me.
voices. different portraits you can choose from. Paladins can be any alignment in this game, so choose as you will. Can even be evil. So there you go. Alright, so that's the Paladin, guys. Thanks a lot.